It is challenging to develop a lifestyle of peace, guys. And this is one disclaimer I thought I should introduce to my videos, because I guess sometimes when I speak, it seems like these things are easy, but I just wanted to let you know it will not be easy to develop this lifestyle. It is challenging even for me. So it is important for me to let you know that if you take these tools and try and implement them in your life and you find it difficult, don't think that there's something wrong that you're doing, or sometimes give up on this lifestyle of peace that you're trying to develop because you believe that maybe it's not for you. Otherwise, things should be easy. I tell you, it is a challenge every single day for me to make those decisions that I need to make in order to have peace. So I thought this is a disclaimer that I need to give to you, because guys, nothing good ever comes easy. I tell you, when people give you tools to better your life, generally it will seem easy as they talk about it. I mean, because this is something that I talk about every day, so it seems easy. And the more I talk about it, the more I'm also reminded of how I need to protect my own peace on a day-to-day basis, right? So today I'm talking about the one battle that you need to win in order to develop a lifestyle of peace. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello, hello, hello. And if you are new, hey! A special welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me on my platform. I hope you'll find the content on this platform worthy enough for you to subscribe. And if you have already done so, please get your people and their people to subscribe to my channel, guys. And don't forget to click the notification bell, because it will let you know every time I upload a new video, so that you can come check it out, right? And don't forget, your comments are everything. They keep the conversation between me and you flowing. They give me perspective, a different perspective, your perspective about the issues that I tackle on this platform. I appreciate all comments, guys. Anything that you want to say to me, I appreciate it. Even if you disagree with me, even if you want to add something, I would appreciate all of that. Just get into my comments and let's have a conversation. And don't forget, the maths is still that simple. If you like the video, then like it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, guys. And please share the video on your platforms if you find it inspirational. Inspire other people connected to you who are not necessarily connected to me. But at the end of the video, if you feel like, this message was not really for you, it was not a mistake that you watched it. Maybe somebody connected to you needs this specific message today. So please share it on your platforms. And guys, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to those of you who continue sharing these messages. Anything that I produce on your platforms, I appreciate it. So what is that battle? That one battle that you and I need to win in order to develop peaceful lifestyles. It is the battle of our own minds, guys. Even with peace, it starts up here. Most things I've realized that we go through start up here. Sometimes the difference between people who have peace and people who lack peace is just perspective. We can be facing similar situations, but how we view those situations will determine, or that specific situation will determine whether we have peace or not. I've always spoken about making predetermined decisions or reactions to things that normally take away your peace. It is those decisions that you start thinking about when you are alone. Something like character. What kind of a person do you want to be? or do you think you are? And once you've determined the person that you think you are, then you start thinking, what kind of a person do I want to be out there in the world? Once you've determined that person that you, the ideal person that you want to be, then you start developing tools to becoming that person. And when you say you want a peaceful life, you want to be a person of who brings peace into a space, that is a character that you want to be known for. It means there are certain decisions mentally that you need to make before you enter those spaces, right? For example, you know, when you go to work, there is that colleague who is just loose in terms of their tongue. They can just say anything to anybody, and they just rub you the wrong way. What are you going to do to make sure now that you are that person who brings peace in that kind of environment where such a person exists? You make decisions about how you're going to react while you're still at home. You know, you tell yourself, today I'm not going to let anything that so and so says or does get into my nerves. I will block it. You know, sometimes we most of us like saying, in our families we have that dizzy person, like literal meaning is cripple. We have those cripples in our families, right? People who will just cause chaos all the time. So we have those people in our families and we accept them as such. So those are the kind of tools that we use in order to maintain our own peace. It's not that this person is crippled. It's not that this person doesn't hear some of the things that they say. Maybe they are well aware and conscious of the things that they say to family members. But in order for us as his or her family members to protect our own peace, we label them cripple. Maybe that's the decision that you need to make with that specific colleague, right? There are environments that where you know, every time I get into this environment, I may lose my peace. Maybe when you go home and you start discussing certain issues, like for me, when I would go home, then my mom would start a conversation about kids. I mean, guys, I would lose my peace. Really, I would be so upset or just irritated because I just don't want to have this conversation with my mother. And until I interrogated myself, I asked myself, but why can I have conversations about this kind of conversation about kids with everyone else? My friends can talk to me about it. Anyone who's close enough to talk to me about it can talk to me about it. But somehow I get defensive when my mom speaks to me about the issue of kids, and she is more invested in me having kids as much as I am, more than my friends or other people that I allow this conversation to happen with, right? So I started interrogating that situation. Why does it give me unrest so much? Why do I get defensive when my own mother speaks about the issue of children? And I realized that maybe it's because she's too close. Maybe it's because she reminds me of how I'm actually feeling on the inside about this thing of not having kids, trying to have kids and struggling, right? So once I went through all of those emotions and I really dissected that environment, I made a decision that next time my mom brings up this conversation, I will actually handle it the way I handle it with my friends. I will allow her that moment because she also yearns for grandkids as much as I yearn for kids. So if she can have that conversation with me, who do I expect her to have such a conversation with? So the next time, and even now, anytime she wants to talk about kids, I allow her that space. I respond to her questions. I try as much as possible to be engaged, to show her that I'm comfortable talking to her about that situation. So it was a decision that I had to make in my own house before I left for home, right? Before I left to meet my mom, I had to make those kind of decisions. So guys, it is not easy to develop a lifestyle of peace. But once you have won the battle of the mind, like interrogating why something makes you lose your peace, and once you've dissected it, sometimes you realize that maybe there are certain issues that you haven't dealt with. That's why that situation brings you unrest. So when you start dealing with your own issues, internal issues, then you'll find that that situation doesn't give you unrest anymore as much as it used to. Or sometimes it's a matter of just saying, why am I getting upset? I mean, is this true? Sometimes people talk about you and you always get upset when you find out that people were talking about you and they are labeling you. The question that you should be asking, is it true? If it is true, then what is it that you need to change? Because clearly, if it gives you unrest, it means it's something that you're sensitive about. It means it's something that you yourself are insecure about. So it means you need to change it. But then get on, change it so that when you hear that other people are talking about it, it's not an issue anymore for you. But sometimes people talk about you, they label you. It will depend on whether you believe you are those things or not. If you know that you are not what they say you are, then why lose your peace over what other people say? It is their business what they think about you. It is not your business. So don't allow people's narratives about you to make you lose your peace. What are those battles that you need to win in your mind in order to have peace? What are those situations that normally give you unrest that maybe you should sit down with yourself and start dissecting in your mind to determine exactly why they give you unrest? I'm giving you a challenge today. Go sit with yourself and look at those situations that give you unrest. Maybe it could be your lack of education right now, your lack of a job. I mean, tenders that you keep losing, or you've lost your job, or you want kids but you still don't have kids, or you go to church and every time you go to church somebody has something to say about you and you end up not going to church. There are so many things that can make us lose our peace. Maybe you had to go back home and every time people talk about it, I mean, you fume like you blow a gasket, right? Why are you blowing a gasket? Interrogate those emotions, because you can never have peace until you win the battle of the mind. Some of these things, it's a matter of perspective. What is your perspective about this issue that is making you lose your peace? Guys, decide beforehand how you're going to react to certain situations, or even the situation that you find in yourself in right now. No matter how bad it is, changing your perspective about that situation can really give you so much peace when you start recognizing that maybe God allowed you to step into the situation because there's something in it for you. Then you start changing your mindset. Instead of looking at the rawness of the situation, you start searching for God. You start immersing yourself in the word and asking God, why am I in this situation? Because sometimes we want to solve things that only God can give us solutions to. So what is it that you need to conquer in your head that will ensure that you actually develop that lifestyle of peace? I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach. Guys, don't forget to do the right thing. Subscribe to my channel.